Hello, everyone. I'm Giovanni Busto of Popwits.com here with Anthony Smith of Urban Uncut Magazine, just trying to share the hottest stories out there with as many people as possible and to provoke as many people as is humanly possible from two industry professionals who actually know what we're talking about. Hashtag check the credentials. This is the third episode of The Cut. Now, Anthony, getting started, do me a favor, and if you have a problem with me, please don't go on Facebook Live and go shoot a bunch of people and say it's because you just damn couldn't take continuing to work with me anymore, like the Facebook murderer did this week. Anthony, is that a promise?
That is a promise for me, definitely. If I was going to take you out, I would do it in other ways.
Okay.
Facebook Live.
Yes, save me the embarrassment. I don't want that on record. Now, as for what happened, I actually like keeping my dirty secret. I don't go around volunteering information to the public, so situations like that, I don't quite get. Like, if I were dumped, I wouldn't want anyone to know about it. I mean, the chances are you probably wouldn't have known I was in a relationship in the first place, much less me to go online and publicize the whole aftermath and taking folks out in the process.
Right. You know, I feel like this is going to be a new trend now. You know, just a week or so ago, there was a young boy that was online, and he wasn't actually trying to kill someone. He was on Facebook Live again with a gun. He got a hold of his parents' gun. It was a young black child, and he killed himself online while other teenagers were watching. And, you know...
Can you say what was going on? Like, why? Was it an accident? Was it on purpose?
He was playing around with the gun, trying to play like he was hard, and ended up pulling the trigger and shooting himself. And died right online with viewers, and the video went viral. People shared the video. This is the sick part about it. The video got shared with other people on their Facebook profiles, and the video went viral, and now this video is out here surfacing with this child killing himself online with a gun. This Stevenson's guy was a sick bastard. I mean, how dare you take someone's life online? To me, it's barbaric, and I can't believe that it actually took place. And I feel like there's going to be a new trend now. Like, someone's going to say, oh, you know, I want to display my murders online. This is giving serial killers a new way of reaching out to technology. You didn't have a Facebook before, but now you're going to have one just so you can, you know, taunt your victims with having them live online. And this is crazy. It's absolutely absurd. And
I mean, it's a human nature thing. You know, I mean, people are doing things online for attention, whether it's rappers like doing Instagram Live, having sex, like that happens. And so naturally people are just simply doing stupid things like that for attention. And to quote the host of the other show that I'm on, Breitbart, did she say that? The host, Sunny Johnson, had mentioned that you're not going to find your satisfaction in a Facebook Live video, nor are you going to find it in like an ass shot, a perfectly crafted ass shot. So, yeah, whatever he was looking for, it's a wrong approach to self-satisfaction. And, you know, while I was going over this topic, I happened to just see another story where a boy was maybe 19 years old, and he was on Facebook Live. He said he hadn't been home in about a month, and he said the police were coming after him. I don't remember what he did, but he's like, the cops are coming. I got to leave. I haven't been home. He tied a bunch of bed sheets together to climb out of, if I recall correctly, an 11th floor window. Think about that for a minute. The 11th floor. So naturally the bed sheets didn't hold, and he fell and died and like smashed, you know, to pieces on the ground, all on Facebook Live. So this is a crazy trend, and one that I don't want to see go any further, but I feel like that's just the natural progression and, you know, the sick nature of people, that we're just naturally going to see more of it. And what do you think about people who say that Facebook needs to do something about these things? Like, people get upset saying these videos need to be removed and removed faster. Like, is there anything that you think can be done about these things from going on?
I mean, honestly, I don't, unless we have someone who's constantly watching each and every user on Facebook, what they're doing all day, 24/7, I don't think that we can prevent it. We don't know when someone's going to press that live button and what's going to pop up once we start viewing. You know, build an audience, and then you're building an audience to watch a murder. Build an audience, and you're building an audience to watch someone fight someone. I mean, we have no way of knowing. What we can do as a person who is, you know, a Facebook member, report it. Try to find out. If you know who that person is and that person is being harmed while this is taking place, call 911 and say, hey, they live at such a...
It's just like a normal response to saying something crazy, right? Like, you're watching someone getting ready to die in real life time. Like, shouldn't you do something about it? Like, why would you sit and watch it go on like it's television, right?
And that is the thing that they were saying, that individuals were watching, and they did react right away. And then some people were saying that they thought it was someone acting, that it was not real. I mean, really? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if someone were acting out something like that, I think that a disclaimer should be there. I know if I were to witness something like that, I would say something immediately, you know, or try to do something about it. And hey, if I phoned in a false alarm, then it is what it is. I'd rather be more safe than sorry. And, you know, I feel like it was just a few years ago, like the first time I saw anything disturbing on Facebook was probably the Boston bombing, when people's legs were like blown open. And I remember seeing those pictures and that footage, and I said, like, that is really disgusting. Why is this allowed here? And I was like running that over in my head for the longest. I could not understand why it was okay for people to share and publish footage of people having limbs blown off. You know, that was a debate, and some people said that it happened. We need to know the results of terrorism. That was a first for me and many other people. I think, what was that, 2011, 12, whatever, something like that. And that was just the beginning. Like, this is a regular occurrence. I've seen people fall off of buildings and be smashed. So, I mean, it's a human nature thing, and just something that we need to have some type of common sense when it comes to watching it, about reporting and doing it before, I mean, if it's live, like doing it before calamity happens. Right.
I think they should just take the Facebook Live feature away, period.
No, that's... I mean, it had good intentions. Like, they didn't know people were going to be using it, you know, for crazy reasons like that. And as you said, if the only alternative that they can do is, you know, monitor every person, that's not going to happen. And the last I heard about this Steve Stevens case is that I think Cleveland Police was offering a $50,000 reward for anyone who had found him, who had discovered Stevens. And as you know, they stopped him at McDonald's. He ordered fries, and they tried to make him wait. And he was like, I'll just take the McNuggets and go on. But they were the last ones who saw him, to my knowledge, and they're not giving him the money, or at least they haven't decided. Like, they saved some people, and, you know, potentially, you know, the country. I think they should just give him the damn reward and move on. So I'm going to have to check up and see how that was going. Look, while we're talking...
Crooked intentions. Don't post up at a reward and don't give. Couldn't have been me. I would have been kicking down somebody's door like, where the hell my money at? I found this dude. I want my goddamn money. Cough it up. Cough it the hell up.
Look, while talking about people who can't handle breakups, a man is suing the gay dating app Grindr after about 1,100 people showed up to his house and his job looking for sex. He says he spent 6 months, his ex spent 6 months creating fake profiles of him, telling people not to be discouraged by him, appearing to be disinterested. It's just a part of a rape fantasy of his. Listen, I live along the belief that if I repeat what I'm doing out loud, it doesn't make sense. It probably means you shouldn't fucking be doing it. So, exactly. With that being said, what must be going through one's mind when you find yourself sitting down and creating, say, not just one, but like 10 profiles of another person, encouraging rape? I mean, someone could have actually been pretty hurt right there. I'm not the biggest fan
out there in this world, right?
Yeah,
really.
I'm not the biggest fan of online dating, but I've heard that you that you've got some stories. I'm not going to get out of the bag. I'm going to turn the table over to you for that.
Oh yes. So let's see. I've had the worst type of experience with online dating, especially using these apps these apps like Jack D and Grindr, I don't think they're intentionally created for hoes to meet and do hoish things. I think it was created for individuals who truly want love, who truly wants to have a partner and, have that big house with the white picket fence one day. I think it was created for that. But, however, hoes do what hoes do. They got together and decided to turn these innocent apps into dangerous little things on your phone. And, me, I'm not the one who wants to play around in the hoes den. I always try to seek the good in certain things. And, I met an individual and, he kind of played with my mind. We got to know each other for a few months or whatever. And it just kind of led into some pretty dangerous situations where, I had a lot of things that were stolen from me. He pretty much tried to wipe me out, poison my damn food, and, that's a whole nother story. We ain't going to get into that. That's a book that's coming out called...
We're not? You can't talk about someone attempting to kill you, and you don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Look, it's coming out in a book, so I don't want to give away all the juicy details of what went down. It wasn't a juicy detail when it actually happened. It was very emotional.
It sure sounds like it. Attempted murder sounds like a juicy detail.
He tried to wipe my ass out. He poured some cleaning solution inside of the food that he cooked for me while my happy ass was upstairs laying down on the bed, gazing upon the stars or whatever. This jackass was downstairs cooking up a meal of goddamn poison. But, I'm alive, I'm breathing, and I'm well, and that's why I want you all that are listening right now to stay tuned for my book, I Slept with the Murderer, that should be done in the fall. So... my other bad dating experience...
Is that the title? I Slept with a Murderer?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is. It is definitely. It's very detailed. It's very detailed, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. But I don't recommend dating apps anymore. I don't think that it is.
You shouldn't.
It's not worth it. It's a waste of time. I've met a few good people on them that I can, stand by. I have met some good people that I have had solid friendships with for 15 plus years, and I think that those times now compared to today's times no longer exist. These days we're meeting people who are just at the lowest of the low, and they're out to always get something. And, building profiles, this kind of rolls over into something that I want to talk about, but I don't know. I don't recommend it. Don't do it. Don't sign up for it. Keep yourself away from it. And I think having an app that can tell you that you're 0.0 distance from someone is dangerous in its own way, because I don't want to be in the store and it's some ugly-ass dude that I'm not feeling, and he been stalking the hell out of my ass, and now all of a sudden we in Walmart and I'm trying to get my shopping on, and he's following me around trying to get at me and get my damn digits. I'm going to flip the fuck out because I don't want him up in my face. And these apps sometimes is so dead on to where you're at. I I've had someone tap me on the shoulder and be like, I see you on the app. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait,
like,
did you say someone has that happened to you before?
It has. It surely
Oh, my God, that is horrible.
And it was looking like some Hootie and the Blowfish ugly thing. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was like something that came from
a movie. I'm always saying.
And why do they choose to do it when you're with someone who you don't want to know you're with?
Oh, of course. But look, I'm always seeing people say, if you saw me out or if I'm at an event, don't hit me up afterwards saying that I saw you. No, say something to me then. So bam, that's what he did. He took his opportunity. But I've never been. I'm pretty old school. I mean, when it came to social media, just joining Twitter, I did it for business. The same thing with Facebook. And before joining, at that moment that I made the decision to join, I said to myself, okay, you're opening Pandora's box. This is it. Be ready. Right. But I've just never been a fan of these dating apps. Just for that reason. And crazy is there.
Dangerous. It's dangerous. It is dangerous.
And that location thing, there's no reason. There's just no reason that you should ever be able to encourage someone being 0.00 miles away from you. That is wrong, period. I mean, even Facebook. I have the location off on my phone for like most apps, except for the weather, I think. And every now and then, like a browser will ask. But like every so often, I can be, riding or just sitting and looking at my phone, and it'll show. Have you ever had this happen where it'll say that so-and-so, like two people are in the same area? Two people are near you.
Yeah,
have you had that happen?
It'll try to, would you like us to share your location? Hell no, I don't want you to share my damn location. I don't want them to know where the hell I'm at. I might have told that person I was out of town for the weekend because I didn't want to deal with their ass, and now you're trying to tell on me. Stop it.
You know how they tell you never mention? They say never mention when you're traveling. So, the Facebook Messenger shows not only people who are in your same city, people who are in, cities nearby, and then there's a section for people who are traveling. So that's like a list of people to go rob, pretty much. And again, that thing about two people being near you, I looked at it one time and it was like they were both two different married people I knew who were allegedly near me. And I was like, this is too much. Like, this is creating drama for no reason. I don't even talk to either of those people that much. And now I'm sitting here thinking things in my head. I know both of their spouses. Why am I getting an alert about them being in the same area? Time to turn the location service off. I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like for everyone that's listening, stay away from these apps. They're not safe anymore. They're very dangerous. And all jokes aside, I've had a very bad experience. And, I may laugh about it now, but it wasn't something to laugh about when it took place. And ever since then, I've been so cautious of, what I choose to do when it comes to these online apps. And it's sad because...
But you don't even need to be on the phone. Like, you need to just use a pigeon.
Oh, no.
Or a canary. Like, send a note out of the window after an experience like that.
Oh, you got jokes. I'm going to use the phone. I'm going to text. I'm going to send pictures. I like to do selfies. I'm just now getting into that. And I love to be on Snapchat, selfieing it up and, giving all the haters something to talk about. And, I mean, that I'm still going to do, but as far as when it comes to dating, I think that avenue is closed.
Get rid of all cleaning fluid out of your place. Like, you need to have a professional come in and clean and take all the shit back out with them. Don't even leave it around in your house.
I'm just going to hire a professional dating person, like one of those celebrity dating persons that is online, and they can just find me, love, and do the background check and do all the work for me. And, must clean, must be able to cook, must be Latin, must be able to speak fluent Spanish, must be cute. How, what I mean? Like, have all those requirements and all those things.
Must have legal citizenship.
Right. Must want to be someone in life. Must have goals, like all those fun things that we all
legal citizenship before they find themselves on the wrong side of the wall. Now look, while we're on the subject of online dating, you told us in the first episode you recently adopted a child. So how do you keep your kids safe?
Well, so when I date, I don't like to bring that person around so that my son can meet them. I like to kind of keep that distance. And I usually let them know I am a single dad. I do have a child. And they will immediately either say, I don't like kids. And I'm like, well, I don't like you. Go fuck yourself. I love kids. But then if you get too excited about me having a child, then I'm going to become, a little cautious with you because I'm like, why are you getting so excited? Like, what fantasy do you have in your little head? You know what I mean? Because you can't trust anybody. You don't know, these sick people may try to prey on your child or whatever. So usually I try to keep them away from the home, give it some time, get to know who that person is, run a background check. There's nothing wrong with running a background check, doing some research, find out who you're talking to, find out who you're getting to know. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things out there that you can use to find out who the hell you're fucking with because if you're fucking with the damn serial killer or murderer, you're screwed, and especially if you're going to bring it around your child. So you stay far away. You'll know that I have a kid, but you ain't going to meet him right away. When you do meet him, it's because I've talked to you for a long while, and I felt like, okay, you know what, I can invite you over for dinner, or we can meet somewhere, or whatever the situation is, and we'll take it from there. But I've dated individuals that have children before, and it was the same thing. I got a chance to get to know who that person was, vice versa. And then they were like, you know what, I really want to see where it goes. Let's all go out, me, you, the daughter or the son or whoever it was. Now, there was this one guy who had a teenage daughter and son, and those kids, Lord Jesus. I wanted to take my belt off and whoop their ass, but I couldn't because they weren't my kids.
Wait, did you say that you were on a date with someone who brought children?
They brought their children on the date.
Did you all plan this beforehand, or was this like a last minute, I'm stuck with the kids? Is that what happened?
It was planned, but those were the damn kids. They were little demons.
How long had you known this person before that happened?
About 4 months. I think I need a glass of wine on that one because them.
Okay, 4 months, I guess. I mean, obviously you were probably close. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of children. I ask, am I going to have any? I guess I'm about that age now, 21, give or take. But who's that for? So nasty and so rude.
Okay. Then if you're 21, I'm 19.
Wait a minute, you're older than me. Don't play.
Anyways.
Look, a sidebar. I think years ago, I remember being on the phone with the guy that I was dating, and he had to have been in a liquor store, and I think he didn't have his ID, and they asked his age, and I think he must have said like a whole 10 years younger, and I laughed so loud and hard, and he hung up in my face, and he said it was so embarrassing. Why would you do something like that? I said, why would you lie about your age like that? Just playing. I don't believe in lying about your age. I'm 31. I'm proud. Probably the last time I want to say it out loud. But, I'm not a fan of children. So just the fact that you went out on a date with someone with their kids by default sounds wrong. Period. Nothing good can come of that.
It can't. And I just feel like you just have these little eyes just staring at you, and, your whole cute vibe just go away, and you're nervous, and they're just staring, and, they're like, texting each other and talking shit about you.
How old were they again?
I said they're texting each other and talking shit about you, and they're like, I can't believe Dad is dating this guy, trying to date this guy. Like, I just can't believe it. I don't know. I mean, I have a child. He is very respectful, and I don't know. I've had a bad experience with him. But then again, the last person that I did try to date that, met my son, we never actually went out to dinner with him. When we went out, it would be away from the house, and he was at home. So
okay,
I approached it in a different way. But the experience that I had with this individual, he brought his whole damn clan, and they were some very rude little kids.
Yeah, that's totally. Don't do that again.
No.
That's all I don't suggest. I do not recommend that. So
I've learned my lesson.
I think you have. So look, in switching gears, it's been going on about 10 years since Miss LaToya Luckett's last album. She's actually one of my favorite Destiny's Child members. Because she's
really?
different.
She's
yours as well?
Yes.
I mean, she's different. I mean, she's a good singer. She can act. That's like one thing that she's got Beyonce beat on, other than like a better vocabulary. And so far, she's released 2 new singles and videos for her latest visual miniseries. And I have to say that I really liked it. It was unique. I mean, Beyonce came out with that visual album thing, and I can't think of anyone else who's done that. I think at least maybe one other person has. I haven't really kept up on it. I remember the next person who was supposed to copy it was Mariah Carey, and she turned out not to do it. And I thought, thank you.
Well, R. Kelly did it. R. Kelly actually was the one that actually started the trend of
that's right.
videos. And then
before it became digital. And how many installments was that? Didn't he have like 25 of them or something?
It was like there was hundreds of them. Like at one point it just got. I'm like, okay, stop. It's like, how many are you gonna do? But
I mean, I heard numbers of like 20 something. How did it even happen? Like, when was the stuff out there? I can only remember like 4.
I remember 4. I think I stopped looking after the 4th one. But looking at LaToya Luckett's video Back to Life, and then looking at the second part of it, Used to, and then now it says To Be Continued, so there's more. I want her to take this and turn it into a TV show with her starring in it, and the individual, the guy that is acting as her ex-boyfriend in the videos, to be the character in the actual TV show, and I want her to call it Back to Life. I believe that she is onto something, and if she's not
bringing her career back to life?
Well, her career back to life, her love life back to life, like she's doing something that's very smart and very powerful. She's showing her acting skills. She's beautiful. She has talent, I really would love to see a show with her in it that is basically all about her, and the show could be called Back to Life. I mean, you were in a bad relationship with a guy who didn't give 2 shits about you, and now he wants you back, and he's doing everything in his power to get you back. So she starts dating again, and while she's dating, she's running into more jerks and assholes and liars, and eventually in the final season or the finale season before it goes off and comes back, she ends up with her ex-boyfriend again. Damn it, LaToya, if you're listening, I just gave you your whole damn, sequel. Call me up. Call me. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm ready to produce it.
I mean, this is like an industry pitch. I mean, an industry pitch while already being a part of a professional project. I mean, obviously you're already signed and stuff like that, but I guess she's like, I'm trying to get back into TV, and so I'm going to make my own little mini pilot thing here. And the acting was really good in this.
It is. It's phenomenal. I want more. I don't want it to stop. I wouldn't mind watching 20 releases of this thing. But her album comes out on May 11th, and it's called Back to Life. And I don't know how many other songs that she has that kind of follows the whole, line of what she's doing right now. But it's definitely leaving her fans and myself, being one of her biggest fans, it's leaving me wanting more. And, going back, Latoya has some great songs. I remember, Regret. That's one of her best songs that she had featured Ludacris that was in that song. That was a really good song. And then she has
Did I tell you that I actually was planning a wedding where I wanted to play that there and invite my ex to sit in the audience and listen while the song was playing.
Wait a minute, so you're going to do a fake wedding just to...
No, I was engaged, and during the wedding, I wanted to have that play like during the reception and make sure the Max was there to sit and listen to that song.
That's shady as fuck.
It is, and I feel like God intervened, and that's the reason why the relationship never worked, because I had bad intentions from day one.
You got punished.
You cannot plan a wedding around shade.
Oh my gosh. Well, look, I have not been engaged. I've never been engaged. I've never been proposed to, unfortunately, and I don't know if I ever will be. But if I don't get married by a certain age, if I'm not married by the time I turn 40, I think I'm going to throw my own goddamn wedding and marry myself.
Why not?
And I'll be content. And if I get mad at me for not picking up my clothes off the floor, I can divorce myself.
So we were talking about off air like the other day about doing some production projects. We could get you a Walter. We can hit up Kenya's dating agency, whatever that she has that she's getting these men from. Or the Dubai date book that she's supposedly a part of. Throw you a little something.
The one trainer dude. Where such a rigged relationship, it wasn't funny.
Say that again?
I said Kenya's relationship was so rigged, it wasn't funny.
I feel like I want to do some type of a psychoanalysis here to a certain extent. Why? Like, everyone says that she doesn't live in Atlanta, so that's the first thing. I think you've said that before. I think am I allowed to say that? That she doesn't appear to be living there.
I've never seen her in Atlanta. I mean, I see videos of her popping up here and there at some type of opening call for a movie that's coming out here locally in Atlanta, or she's at Candy's Old Lady Gang restaurant.
You said like open call is in casting?
Say it again?
You said open call is in like casting calls?
Yeah, like casting calls are she's a movie premiere, or if Candy's throwing an event at her boutique or at her restaurant, she'll be there. But I never see her like walking down, the Beltline or in Midtown, or if I'm in Buckhead hanging out or shopping, I don't see her anywhere. So
I've always said that she was down there for work, that it was always a business decision. I mean, she did sell a house in L.A. Maybe 6 months before getting cast to the show. And obviously dating can be tough, but so I'm assuming that maybe production said you have to be in a relationship, and so she kind of went with the first person. She's an attractive woman, so why exactly it has to be Walter? I don't know. I guess
the guy was named Mac.
There were two people, so that's the current one, and to my understanding. He was told if you just stay on, you'll get like $15,000 for the reunion, and she dumped him before the reunion, so he never got the $15,000, and so he's been leaking and just throwing all types of dirt or whatever about her, including these rich African men that are sponsoring her, etc. But that's Matt. But the first one was Walter. He was a tow truck driver. Did you ever hear about that?
I didn't. This is all
about him. Yeah, her first season on, she was with this tow truck driver. And for you to be this, self-proclaimed Hollywood producer who came to town with your own security, mind you, she went to the Bailey agency, and I don't remember why she called for security. Like, it was really bizarre. Like, something was said. She's like, security? And they were like, who is this woman? Like, you're calling for security. You don't even know who she is to begin with. But she was dating a tow truck driver, and Walter did not appear to be interested at all. She would be following him distraught in tears, talking about wanting to get married, and he's literally just walking like he's just like rehearsing a scene and kind of smirking. Like, a couple times he smirked. And it was like, what an asshole. Like, this woman is really, like, she says that she's thrown her life in the air to come to Atlanta to get this house and, start her life over to be with this man who clearly shows no interest whatsoever in her.
Yeah, the light-skinned guy that she was dating. I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was really weird. I was like, couldn't she have done better, especially if you're paying someone? If someone's on your payroll, you couldn't have, I don't know, paid a little more or something like that.
Oh, my God.
But I don't know. As I said, I feel like she's down there for work. Whatever works. I mean, I feel like for every episode, she's got her nice little whiteboard planning out each episode. But, if you need a storyboard done to get you some type of wedding special, I am happy to oblige with help in producing said project.
Available and ready to help you. Let me see if I can get her laugh. How she does this. Is that how she laughs? I think that's how she does it. Anyways, it's one of those distinct laughs that it's like, I don't know. She's
hers?
Yes.
You think it's a fake one?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know how she does it. Like, I can't think of it right now, but it's every time she laughs, it's just, it makes me cringe. Like,
really?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just so weird how she does it.
I think I could. I'm not going to be lame. I'm not going to be corny and try and mock it. But as someone,
corny?
That's not no. As someone who also gets accused of being fake, I take offense. That could actually be her laugh.
Oh my God.
And I was saying so in the past, and like I would laugh at his jokes. He's like, "Don't patronize me," and I'm like, "How am I patronizing you?" I laughed at a joke for crying out loud. Don't patronize me. I mean, she can't help it. I feel like everything that she's doing on the show, it all feels like it's staged. And remember, and like you said, she's down there going to casting calls. That's why I said that kind of falls into my belief of her just being there for business. She has almost no storyline, like out of multiple seasons, other than dating someone in this make-believe relationship, or what appears to be, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, since I like her as well, in the house. Those are the only two that...
Who takes a bus with your family on it to your mom's house that wants absolutely nothing to do with you?
I mean, okay, so it's a heart-wrenching story, going and trying to reconnect with your mother. But it's also, I mean, that was just bad. It was hard to watch, the woman who didn't want to open the door. I mean, she did throw a family reunion, right? Did she throw it, or did she attend someone else's? No, whatever. I mean, it made for a decent.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but it made for a nice story. But mind you, keep in mind, like Sheree said once, that when she was on the show, that it was supposed to complement their lives. that, they were working, they were doing things, having businesses, and the show is just like following their life. And she says that now this show is these people's lives, like this is their livelihood. And so you're doing things for the camera. And again, it doesn't appear to be, she doesn't appear to be like doing much of anything. She's always in other people's businesses, such as chasing Portia down the street, while she's angry. Hey, come back. Let's talk about this. Come back. You're like, didn't she? Like, she didn't just whoop her ass, like, a couple months ago, 6 months ago.
A few months ago, she beat her down with that scepter.
It was still worth it. I mean, both parts of that scene was worth it. The fact that she showed up with a bullhorn and the fact she almost got her ass whooped with said bullhorn was hilarious. But I've always said that she doesn't seem to have any business of her own. But I can guarantee she is knocking down every door there is behind the scenes trying to get work. She just doesn't want that on camera, right? I mean, would you want it to be known that you're out trying to, get hired as an actress when your whole thing is being a self-proclaimed successful actress, producer? You're a producer. You should be hiring yourself, right?
I only saw her guest appear in Meet the Browns when that show was on TV, and I haven't saw her on anything else, not that I could recall. And I don't know. I mean, I still say out of all those ladies on the show, besides Nene and Candy, they're the most successful. Nene has her own little, fashion line on QVC, and she now has a boutique in Buckhead, and Candy has a boutique here in Atlanta, one in Augusta, and then she has one in L.A., and now she has a restaurant, and then, of course, the Candy Factory, and she has a group, and she has Bedroom Candy. She has a lot of things going on. So, and every season that the show goes off, Candy comes out with a little mini-series that is pretty popular on Bravo, and so she's been busy. All the other ladies, I don't see what they're doing after the camera stopped rolling. I will say this much, though, just to kind of give them some reps. Did you see the last episode when Tacky Lisa Wu came back?
I have not. Wait, I mean, I missed this? Like, she actually came back for something?
She was invited to Sheree's housewarming.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. But she didn't really say much. Like, I don't think there was she didn't have camera time other than, like, 2 words, right? I forgot.
Hey, how you doing? But she was.
I do remember, yeah.
Tacky Lisa. I mean, she had on some.
Did you say Tacky? You called her Tacky?
I called her Tacky Lisa. I sure did.
Oh, my God. Wasn't she married to, she was married to some athlete who went broke, something like that? Wasn't that the case?
And he was beating her ass.
Oh, I didn't know about the beating part. I mean, like, the show started, and they had to sell the house they were in and move into, like, their second house or guest house, I think.
The house that he first originally had when he started out playing football.
Okay, I thought it was. I think, did they use that as a guest house? At least that's what I was thinking it was. But it was good to see her again. I don't know what she's been doing in the last, 8 years. It's kind of a long time ago. I thought she was in.
On that L.A., wasn't she on the Something Diva?
That show that Todd did, I think.
Yeah, she was on there.
Which we have to give him some credit, too, for, they were teasing him about, just being this little, I don't know, cameraman or whatever. At least it was Phaedra who was throwing that shade at him, saying that Candy didn't give him his little piggy bank money. But we need to give him some credit as well for starting a show of his own. I mean, that is one enterprising couple.
Let me tell you
something.
With
a lot of things going on.
Phaedra should shut up. She shouldn't even be talking about Candy and Todd. She should be focusing on this African dude that she was dating while Apollo, whatever the hell his name is, was running around being a hoe throughout Atlanta and sleeping with every lady he could possibly sleep with. And she needs to focus on that. She's a lawyer, but I don't hear nothing about what she be doing, you know. She doesn't have any side businesses besides, you know, burying dead people, and we don't even hear about that anymore. She was supposed to partner up with this funeral home that's here in Atlanta that is located down in the west end of Atlanta, and I don't even hear anything about her doing that anymore. So that whole family just comes off as very weird, like over the top for no reason at all, and, you know, whatever. I don't even want to talk about her.
She's at least got office space. You know, give her that, which is odd because she never, you know, Candy's always filming in hers. Phaedra never films in her office.
Never, because I don't think that it's an office space to film in. I think it's a shared space with a receptionist desk, and she probably stages someone to sit at that desk so that when the cameras are rolling, they are there to you know, look like they are part of that. And, you know, they have a lot of shared office spaces in Atlanta because you only see her office. You never see the full, you know, part of that office. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
And Kenny was looking for office space once. And yeah. I'm assuming she never finalized space.
Never found it. No, I don't know. Her little gay friend that was there, the one guy, I forget what his name was. I don't even.
Yeah, I wonder why he's not on there with Brandon DeShazar.
Yeah, he's not even in the picture. I don't ever hear her talk about him.
Yeah, we follow each other. He was on. I mean, he was on a lot. I don't know what happened. Why he's not around anymore. I think that, you know, everyone needs to have someone in their corner. And since she always seems to be one that's being picked on, I think it would be nice if, you know, just to have somebody on your side, so it's not you against the whole rest of the cast. So that was what I liked about him being on the show. Not to mention he was in her pilot, which was recorded, 3 years ago probably at this point?
Right.
Have we seen it go anywhere? You're not trying to root for the underdog. I feel like she's the underdog. She's been starting things that haven't necessarily come to fruition. And you notice when people pick on her, like really get on her, I've seen her a couple times say that she's just trying to work and like people don't want to see her do well. But it's kind of like, you know, you can dish it, but you can't take it. But I do feel like the girl is trying. You know,
they keep her around because she's drunk. Starts all the drama. She keeps up the drama.
But I mean, I want to see her career, you know, do well. I want to see her, you know, I want to see some progress. Her hair care line finally came out. I mean, remember when she did her pilot? She had a commercial for a hair care line that played like every 5 minutes during the pilot, if you ever saw it. And maybe some 3-4 years later, again, it's finally in stores. I mean, just this year, we're just now seeing her do some grand reveal inside of some Sally beauty supply stores with it. So, yeah, that sounded so shady.
Hopefully it's not.
I mean, you know, when I first saw one of the headlines, you know, considering they're all supposed to be doing big, grand things, you know, just the idea of an appearance in a beauty supply store sounds a little, you know, low budget. But hey, you know, business, if it's money and if it's, you know, you got yourself a national gig of having stuff around the country, you know, small steps, baby steps, take your little successes where you can get them.
Right.
I think I might have gone through our topics already. Did you have anything else that you wanted to cover?
I did. I wanted to talk about something that I think is kind of funny, and catfishing. You know, there's this popular show on MTV called Catfish. It's been on now, I believe, for 5 years. I think we're season 5 or season 4.
Wow, already?
It's produced by a gentleman by the name of Neve and Max. And they kind of go around, for those who haven't watched the show yet, and they kind of investigate and find these individuals that are catfishing people online. And they're pretending to be, someone who is, like, really good-looking with a hot body. But then when it's time to start FaceTiming these people and they want to, or whatever, video chat or whatever, now here's the problem. And now they want to go and see each other. And they can't see each other, so they call, go on to MTV and be like, look, I can't find this person. Help me find him. So I've seen a lot of times on there that they've actually have, caught people who were lying. They knew who each other were. They were able to see each other, but they just didn't have the money to take a trip to that place that they live. So they used the TV show to get in that city. I thought that was so damn pathetic. And I was embarrassed for them. That made me so embarrassed. I was like, why are you doing that? And I'm at my home, and I'm embarrassed for you for being an idiot. But, so I was talking to one of my friends, and I'm not going to mention his name because I know he'll be listening, but he was telling me about this situation where he was talking to this individual, and that person was a doctor. But they lived in, I think it was Ohio or something like that, but they were back and forth from Atlanta, and the person was only 26 years old. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, have you ever met them? And he was like, no. I said, have you guys ever video chatted? And he was like, his camera on his phone is broke. Bing, ding, 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 red alert. The minute that someone tells you that their camera on their phone is broken and they can't video chat with you, that's when you should start putting up that red flag and realizing you're being catfished or something ain't right. So, me being the curious me, I was kind of keeping notes or whatever, and he's getting more and more and more in depth with this guy and starting to fall for him and really starting to like him. So I guess after
how much time went by with this?
I think he may have let it go by for a few months, maybe 4 or 5. So then he decided that.
And in that time period, and you said the person was who is the doctor? Your friend or the other person?
It's my friend, and my friend was supposedly talking to this guy who said that he was a doctor. And
wait, so the doctor's the one with the broken phone?
The doctor was the one with the phone that had the broken camera.
Oh, please.
And I'm like, how is your camera on your phone break?
That in and of itself, and considering the fact of what they make. What is he working in a third world country or something? What, please?
That's what I said. So every time
with their salary, no. He should, you could go and replace that in 5 minutes, please.
Every time I would bring it up, he would get mad. I don't want to talk about it. Shut up. Don't. I'm like, but no, not now. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I don't know how it happened, but they kept on pressing each other to me. He kept pressing to meet the guy who said he was a doctor. And he was telling me that he was going to move back to Atlanta because he was a very well-known doctor here in Atlanta, and everybody knew him.
Camera is broken.
And I was like, how?
I don't even object to stories like that. Like, hey, you want to date an idiot or whatever, fine. But that is just stupid. I wouldn't even allow him to talk to me about something like that. When I have friends who have stupid dating stories, I would just nip that in the bud. It's like, you're talking to a fucking idiot. And look, let me tell you, speaking of broken cameras, I don't know what you do to break your cell phone camera. I had a phone where the screen was all smashed up, and true story, and I was like, I did not, for whatever reason, I'm busy and whatever, I didn't feel like replacing this phone, right? Like, I was busy and I just didn't care. Like, I would be asked about it. It bothered other people more than it bothered me. I was like, look, mind your business. I don't give a fuck about the phone. And they kept telling me in this broken phone. And the screen was all cracked up. And up around the camera region, the crack had started to get up there. And I turned it on one time, and I was told, they said, why does it look like you're using some liquor store surveillance camera? Because it was like cloudy and everything. And the crack started running through the camera part. So I just ripped a piece of glass off in front of the camera. I was like, bam, now it's clear. The whole thing was exposed. like touch the actual camera. But the bitch still worked. I mean, if that was the absolute worst case scenario of a phone, and the damn camera still worked.
So
I think
I'm going to give you my
you know what I'm saying?
closing on that one after I tell you.
I think Obama's phone even had cameras. So please.
Okay, so here's what's so funny about it.
I don't entertain crazy.
So when he told me that the person was, I can't stop laughing. I haven't even told it yet. When he told me that the person was well known here in Atlanta, I asked him. I said, "What's his name?" And he goes, "I'm not gonna tell you."
Really?
I said, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I guess he's private. He's private. Oh, he's private. You don't want to tell me who he is. So how can I know how well known he is if you don't tell me?" You know what I'm saying? So, okay, he's well known, and he's only 25 years old, but he's well known. We got a common modern day Dougie Hauser, or whatever that damn actor's guy's name was back in the day. I was like, he's 25 years old, so that means that he graduated out of college, and he went to be a doctor, and he was graduated out of high school at the age of 16. He was a doctor by the time he was 23. And now he is, this well-known doctor in Atlanta. I mean, he's well-known, like, been all over the place on TV and everything. So jump into the finale of this story. He gets on a bus, and he goes.
What acting script did you get this from?
Did you hear what I said? He got on the bus.
Who did? The doctor?
He got on the mega bus.
Oh, really? Now, listen, I just recently did one of those. I just recently did that a year ago.
I love you. If you're listening, I love you. I do. I really do. But it's funny.
I don't.
And I even had him laughing.
You hear me? If you're listening, I don't. You said you love them. I don't. Because I'm mad for listening to this.
He knows that I was going to talk about it because I told him. But so he got on the megabus. He takes the megabus. But he's a well-known doctor.
How old is your friend? How old is your friend?
24.
Okay, I'll give him a pass. How old was he when this happened? Don't say 24. Please don't say 24.
He gets on the megabus.
How old was your friend when this happened? Answer the damn question.
He was 24. This is recently.
Oh, God. I wish you could see me holding my head right now.
Now, here's the story. If you're talking to a doctor who is well known, don't you think he gonna pay for you a round trip ticket, first class, to fly to wherever the hell he at? Why is your ass on the megabus? So he catches the megabus all the way from Atlanta to where this individual is. And
where? What's it? Where?
Ohio. I think it was Ohio.
Bitch! How long is that trip?
Like, I don't know, 24 hours.
I wish the fuck I would.
It may have been Baltimore. I don't know. It might have been somewhere closer.
That's still like 12, 16 hours. I wish the fuck I would. No one could convince me to do that. Do you hear me? No one.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I just now took a megabus from New York home for the first time. And I think that was only because Amtrak wasn't open yet. Like at certain hours, like really late in the middle of the night, it's not open, and the megabus was. And I just wanted to try it. Everyone I know, even people who make good amounts of money, take it. And I said, well, why not? Why not? And it wasn't so bad. But I have always been against that. But no one could convince me in taking a megabus from fucking Atlanta to Baltimore. You can't get me to ride in a car from Atlanta to Baltimore. Please, I'm sorry. I just won't let you finish the story, apparently.
He hopped his little ass on that megabus and rode out in the sunset to meet Dr. Well-Known. And he got there, and let's just say Dr. Well-Known was not who he said he was.
So did he do some type of reveal of his actual identity and, like, apologize for something like that? Is that what happened?
Dr. Well-Known was staying at home with Mama and Daddy.
What? I mean, okay, well, let's take this for, okay, let's just cut our losses. Was he at least attractive?
Oh, my God.
Was he at least attractive? I'm just saying, like, try and salvage what you can. Was he?
Dr. Well-Known was staying at home with Mom and Dad.
But was he attractive is what I'm asking.
He wouldn't answer that question when I asked.
Really? Oh.
And that was the.
Well, I'm just saying, if we could cut our losses and, like, maybe if he was, then maybe a little something could be, you know.
Let's just say that I haven't heard about Dr. Well-Known since then. It was.
What about age? Was he actually the age that he said he was?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Did he tell the truth about his age?
His age was correct. However, he is not a doctor. He was staying at home with his mom and dad, and he had a little brother and a little sister. And I do recall my friend being friendly with them and actually doing Snapchat, with the kids. And I saw those videos. But the individual was not who he said he was. So
I will give the person a little bit of a pass based on his age, I will say. Based on age and naivety, but most likely
well-known, some money, but
nope.
That's a whole
other story. After okay, some people, I guess I'm just a pragmatic person, riding a bus for 10, 12 hours or something, like, there needs to be a big reveal, right? Like, you don't pull a stunt where someone travels like that, and then they get there, it's somebody else. I mean, I don't condone what happened in Cleveland, right? But at least this man was driving around. At least this man was driving around locally. If I went and sat on the bus for 12, 15, 16, 24 hours, and if I got off, it was catfish, somebody going to die. And I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize, America. I might edit this part out. I'm just saying, that wouldn't have happened. Nope. So your friend there? Nope.
So if any of y'all out there trying to get at a boy, you say you are and look the way that you look. So to jump on to add something.
I mean, just try and make sense of things. Add things up, just like what you did about, okay, he's a doctor. How many years of school did that require to be a doctor? Right. And the fact that he's one and has been one for X number of years at that age, probably not possible. I worked with attorneys around who were 25 and sometimes similar schooling. I mean, but like these were people who, like, to be an attorney in that age, like, you're going to be right out of school. They're not famous. They're not well known. Even if the person could have been a doctor at that age, how the fuck is he famous? When the fuck did you have a chance to study? Like, how did all of that work? How did the timing doesn't make sense?
Right.
Just try and, maybe you send him some really nice looking pictures. I mean, sometimes whatever he sent him must have been, whatever he sent must have been compelling enough. Yes, and that's, I have an eye candy section on my site where I do image searches all the time, finding who's in the picture to write about them, and sometimes to contact them, in my little amateur model scouting, as I call it. So yes, Google image search is definitely your friend.
It definitely is. It'll tell the truth of all. I want to share a little experience on Facebook, and this is why I don't even talk to people from Facebook anymore. There was this individual. I thought he was very attractive, so we started chatting back and forth. And after a while, he asked me if he could have my number to reach out to me via phone or text. And I said, sure. So
that's why Facebook Messenger has a call option, so you don't have to give your number out anymore. That's how you end that.
And, but it was hilarious. I got to tell you what he did, though. He texted me from a U-Text or some type of texting app that a lot of the teenagers use. And I replied back to the text, and he actually called me from the number. Excuse me. When he called, I was not available at the time, so I called him back, and it was Umail or something like that, and that's how I found out that he was not using his actual phone number. So I asked him, I said, is this your phone number? Because it said something about Umail or U-Text. He was like, oh, yeah, that's my cell phone number. And I was like, why are you lying? I called the voicemail, and it said it was, what I'm saying, like, red flag. So
when you called it and it actually said email. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and then he told me it was a cell phone number. So then I was on his Facebook, and I was kind of researching.
Learn how to lie better. I don't mind people who lie, but just lie better.
Lie good.
Make it a believable lie.
And make sure that you're set up for your lies. And then, I went on his Facebook, and I wanted to research and find out more about him. And his pictures were old, and they were not recent. None of his pictures were recent. So I said, send me some, updated pictures of you. Let's video chat. So I'm hitting the video chat thing, and it's not going through, and it says that it can't video chat now. Well, of course, because he's using a Umail app, a text app, that doesn't allow you to make video calls. And whatever he was using probably didn't have a camera, or the camera was not on it. I don't know. These days everything has a camera, even the cheap tablets does. So I just kept asking him, I said, is your phone turned off because you're calling me from FaceTime audio, and you gave me a number that you said is your cell phone, but you keep calling me from the audio. So he said, my phone's messed up. I was like, well, go buy him one. You can buy, what service you have? He's like, T-Mobile. I was like, you can buy a little cheap T-Mobile flip phone for $15 or $20, or an Android phone now for $40. It's a piece of shit, but at least it'll let you do some video chatting and all that great stuff. And he was like, oh, I'll have to wait till I get paid, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, my God. And then he was calling me Wi-Fi from a coffee shop that was down the street from the house. It was just a freaking mess. Disappeared for a week, and then he came back, and he was calling me baby and baby cakes and all this shit. So I said, please stop calling me that. I was like, call me by my name. So now he was calling me Tony Baby. And I was just like, don't call me that. Call me by my first name, please. Then he was calling me Tony Bay. He would not adding baby and I miss you and all this craziness. I was like, this guy is cuckoo. He may look good, but he's cuckoo. So I don't know how I found out that whoever it was that was pretending to use these pictures of this individual was not the individual.
Oh.
I did the Google image search. I did my own catfish investigation and found out that the individual was like some skater guy who was popular, and they called him Fire Dragon or whatever, and he had a big tattoo that was on the right side of his face that covered his eye and came down. Well, this individual photoshopped that tattoo out of the face.
Really?
Sure did. And when I tell you that I knew that there was something wrong when I found out that
okay. So he Photoshop. This is where the investigating Bonnie comes out. So he photoshopped the tattoo off of his face. Was it a professional photo or was it like a cell phone selfie? Did he Photoshop that off?
Photos were taken. You can tell that someone was standing in front of the individual and took it with a camera. Some were taken with the cell phone. But the ones that you could tell that were taken from a camera didn't have the tattoo on the right-hand side of his face. When I Googled
it's easier because it's easier to Photoshop a professional photo versus a cell phone photo. That's what I was thinking.
Right. So when he was using those pictures, he made sure that he didn't get the pictures that showed like the tattoo. The tattoo must have came later on, so these pictures that he had were older, and that's why I kept saying, I need newer pictures from you. And he must have went back, got a newer picture, and sent me that picture. But and even then, I messaged him, and I was like, did you Photoshop this picture? Because it looks kind of different, like it's been filterized to the max, you know? No, that's my picture. I don't know why
you know what?
It was crazy.
And see, the other thing, to have professional photos and to claim all of this ridiculous hardship, those photos, if they were recent photos, then the chances are that he's probably not doing so bad if he had some decent photos. So the existence of those pictures and said hardships don't necessarily make sense unless he gave some story about something that just recently happened in his life. See what I mean? This is my problem. I investigate to death. So that whole thing is bad. So most likely I wouldn't have gotten into that situation. And in most cases, and again, as someone, I cover people, I'm always looking through photos and, looking for talent. Usually, the existence of a professional photo usually means that the person is, that they're doing something, that they might possibly be someone or doing something. People just don't usually randomly have professional photos done. So again, all those hardships would be a red flag. Like stuff is not making sense and adding up to this image that you're portraying. So I could help you out with that one, bro.
With a camera. Why are you not able to video chat? Those are the questions that you should be asking that person. Why?
And I know people who will do that. They don't do that for a friend's phone. You hear me?
Block their ass.
Yeah, and I know people who, they'll go video chat from a friend's phone. Okay, if it's that serious and they really want to, it's like, oh yeah, my phone's broken. Let me go borrow somebody else's, and they will, and that happens.
But
that conversation would have gotten no life from moi.
No likes whatsoever, and I'm just over it. So all you Facebook guys who try to be all up in my inbox, there's this one nasty little guy from Ohio that was in my inbox and was like, I'll fly you to my area to get some of the black cock. I said, you nasty little man. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I was like, I'm going to post this conversation on my status and expose your ass. And I told him, then I turned back around.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, and I turned around.
I won't say all the time, but go ahead.
I turned around and I told him, I was like, you can't afford me. I said, I'm very expensive. I'm very, very expensive. I said, I like nice food, expensive clothes, expensive shoes and watches. And I was like, you're not going to fly me no goddamn
Be careful of your verbiage. Look, be careful of your verbiage. You might have people thinking that you're auditioning for the Dubai date book. That might be expensive now. Next, did you see the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, the first installment?
No, I haven't.
Did you see it? Yeah. So what happened was, Phaedra was saying that Kenya was in the quote unquote Dubai date book, and the story is that according to Matt, he said that she was with some married African man, and Portia said that she told him first it started with she said that her car was wrecked, and she asked for money to buy a new car, and he wouldn't give it to her. So then she said that she was building a house, and then he gave her the money for the down payment. And she's like, true T, bitch. And don't get mad because your stuff is out there. So that's what I was referring to, and I kept saying the Dubai date book.
Oh, my God. No.
And that rapper in Nigeria, I think it's a different country, but D'banj, whatever, he supposedly is the one who's introducing her to these men that she's supposed to be being with, that are these married men that are financing or sponsoring her. And she sat and gave this monologue, because I told her she always thinks she's always a victim. She was giving this monologue about being self-made, and they were sitting on the other side, like, just laughing at her. She was like, I am self-made. Everything I have, I got on my own. And they were just, just laughing. It was so sad.
Oh, my God.
You know, part 2 is on in 5 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. This is hilarious. It is hilarious. Well, that's all I got. I mean, in closing, I just want to say, to everyone, thank you so much for your continuous support and supporting us for a long episode of The Cut, episode 3. And it's always going to be real on The Cut. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to talk about that person in such a fair and a lovely way. We're going to tell the truth, and that is what you're going to get. No fake news here, baby. All real. And I'm just so very fortunate. And I did have a little hater. I did have someone that actually threw some shade at me, and I did let him know that I was going to talk about his ass on the show, and I am. It's just how it rolls. But he and I will probably post this conversation. So I had posted the show, and he said that the conversation was boring and too political, and I replied back and I said, I didn't ask you for your opinion, nor does it count, nor does it matter. I said that, obviously you didn't listen to the entire show. We didn't just talk about politics. We talked about everything. And I was like, this is what I say about people such as yourself. You're very boring. You have nothing to do but sit behind a computer and be an internet bully. So I was
of course.
Right, so go back and continue to live in your boring, miserable life and stop trying to hate on other people's accomplishments. So, Mr. Carrington, if you're out there listening right now, I want you to know we don't give a fuck about what you think about
What's the rest of his name? I know it can't. What's the rest of his name? Don't make me go look this up.
Mr. Calvin Carrington.
Calvin Carrington. I don't think that one quite rings a bell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let that one go.
But I did let him know that I was going to talk about his ass. And, I'm not going to be messy because he was in my inbox being nasty, little perverted ass. But
of course, that is always the case. I said earlier today that everyone who has a problem with me, or especially in this area, are all people I have helped career-wise. Every last person. I've been in like a 4-year feud with someone for whatever reason, who I helped. I supported him when he started his production company, and I was giving him advice on doing that. And just other people politically here, I have contributed to all of their careers, but for whatever reason, they feel like throwing shade. That's always the case. Even those who get into, and most of the people who get into arguments with me on social media are all folks who've most likely been told no and don't know how to take rejection well. So that's always the case. There's always a backstory to the haters.
He was inboxing me talking about, he goes, I showed you a picture of my dick and you said it was small.
Did you really do that?
I did. Did you want me to lie? I told the truth. It was small.
I don't know if I have the right company. I think it was Samsung. Over the weekend, they said that there's this new phone, the Samsung, I think Galaxy something. Did a new Galaxy come out this weekend? I think
Samsung Galaxy 8. Yes.
Yes. So the new Galaxy came out, and they said, send us or tell us what your first picture was you took with it. And someone told them it was a dick pic. And Samsung replied with an emoji of a microscope. And when I tell you, the fact that a corporation roasted a dick pic on social media is fucking hilarious. Like, I laughed my head off. But your response to a dick pic is a microscope by Samsung. That has to be, that's Savage Level 1000 and Roast of the Year. I don't know if anyone could do any better for 2017. I can't believe you told him that, but tell the truth and shame the devil.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what sparked him to do that. I must have posted something on my Facebook, and the next thing I know, my inbox is beeping, and I have a message from him. I mean, mind you now,
there's never reason for that. Like, if you said, why, what did you do to cause it? It's never a reason. I mean, I had to ask someone who, like, Facebook Messenger has this odd feature where a video can just appear on your phone. You don't have to click on it. Like, if someone video chats you, the video can just start. I mean, not your side, but their side. I was sitting looking at my phone one day, and there goes a video of someone jerking off. And I was like, oh, my God. And I wrote him, I was like, don't ever do that again. And he's like, why? Because I said so. Why? I screenshot the conversation and posted it online. Just yesterday, I think it was, or this weekend, someone's Facebook Live just appeared in the corner of my iPad. This shit is creepy. I did not ask to see this person's live. It just popped up, the actual video. That's a new thing. That's never happened before.
Actually, you know what? I want to find that conversation so I could look at what exactly.
You could post it with the show, like in the comment section of the show.
Yes, exactly. That's juicy. That is juicy. Let me see here. What did he say? This is like he was just talking a lot of craziness. Anyways, I'll make sure that I post the conversation and let you show, because he actually said, talk about me. So you're getting what you wished for. You wanted me to talk about you, so I'm talking about you. You're in my inbox being a nasty little pervert that you are and asking me why I thought your dick was small, and I told you what I thought it was, and that's how it is. And if you don't like it, then I don't know, maybe go have some surgery or something, or get some extended pills.
Oh, my God. Jesus. I just want to state that we've gotten through 3 episodes here, and I just want it to be known that Anthony is the mean one of the two of us. I am always being accused of being mean. I swear I'm a generous person. I help, I feel like I'm giving a Kenya Moore speech. I'm supportive of all of my media friends. I feel like I'm generous. But, damn, your level of savagery. I have that scene that you had in the restaurant about how the other person had to go and do dishes, I have never done. Telling someone that they needed to go have surgery on their little bits and pieces, I have not done. And a couple other things. I just wanted to put that out there. And for once, I am happy to not be the mean person.
I always say, don't come for me if I haven't sent for you. I know I got that from Kenya. I didn't send for him. He came for me, and I sent my treaty after. Well, my treaty. I sent my.
Let me pull out my bullhorn. You are a dumb hoe. Shut up. So look, before we go, I do want to mention that we did just set up social media pages. We have a fan page of The Cut. I don't know if you know the exact URL of it, whatever. I'm sure if you look up The Cut and you find pictures, a fan page of 2 handsome black men, that would be us. Yes, and you want to tell them where you can be found?
It's out there, and it's All the Cut on the Facebook fan page, and actually we can post that in the comment section when the show posts. And we're doing a lot of big things. We got a lot of great things happening, and
actually, it will also be published on Poplitz.com.
Yes, and also on UrbanUncutMagazine.com as well.
All right, and signing off, and make sure that you tune in for the next episode. Until then.
And remember, when Tony is talking, you make sure you listen, because you're bound to get your life. You'll always get your life when you listen to me.
Yes.
Because I'm never going to tell you a lie. I'm always going to tell you the truth. If that red dress that you have on looks like hell, I will tell you to take it off. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Love you.
All right, love you guys.